me, it's the one, the only Paul France, welcoming you to Starfleet Universe On Call. And tonight we have Doug. Say hi, Doug.
Hi, Doug.
And we have me. Russ seems to be busy doing something else, which wouldn't surprise me. So, obviously, tonight is going to be the Cadet Training Scenario number 3. For those of you who have not been listening to the past two, well, you should. When it comes to YouTube, please listen to the fixed audio version. I left the bad audio version up. I changed the description so people know there's the bad audio version. So hopefully they won't listen to it anymore because basically it's a little soft. But I left it up just because I got 93 listens on one of it. Some of those are probably double. People listened to it multiple times just because of how soft it was. But that's why I put up also a fixed audio version so people who really want to listen to it, they can listen to it. And I will definitely, at the all said and done, I will be putting up a playlist for all 6 of these scenarios. So you can go to that one playlist and listen to all the training scenarios for those of you who want to learn to play Starfleet battles, and go grab the Cadet Training Manual, which should help you in learning how the game works. So, moving on, went forward to Cadet Training Scenario number 3. Let me bring up the client. And if you haven't listened to the news portion, yes, I fixed the turned impulse issue. So we're good to go there. So I promised I would do that. It is done. So let me go to, where is it? Okay. And let me switch over to this one so that you can actually see the rules. I'm going to go through the beginning of this just so you know it and we can go through it. But obviously, it just says that you complete scenario number 2. You're now a combat veteran and have a chance to shoot at something a bit bigger than a drone. The scenario basically is, instead of flying the Federation cadet battle cruiser, they're going to be flying the Klingon cadet battle cruiser Destruction and try to destroy a convoy of freighters. Freighters are a little harder to kill than drones, and problem, they shoot back. So you got to be careful about that. Max speed. In this scenario, there's 8 impulses. We still have the 8 impulses. We won't go to 16 impulses until next scenario. Now, all drones and plasma torpedoes will move at speed 8. Don't worry about plasmas at the moment because we're not flying the Romulan. We're only flying the Klingon at the moment. They say that for if you want to play the Romulan ship instead of the Klingon, which has its own little quirks. Now, in this scenario, if in this scenario with the 16 impulses, drones impulse moves speed 16. Scenarios 32 impulses, drones and plasma move 32. Just a reminder. Moving procedure. During the impulse procedure, various units on the map, including shuttles, are moved by a proportional movement system. In simple terms, that means the Klingon ship is moving 8 hexes per turn. The freighters are moving at 4 hexes per turn. And the turn is divided into a number of impulses I will show you right here. Here's the impulse movement chart, which is the proportional movement system. So in the case of the freighters, if the Klingons move speed 8, they move every single impulse. Now, if the freighters are going to be moving speed 4, that means impulse 1, they don't move. While impulse 2, they move. Impulse 3, they don't move. Impulse 4, they move. Impulse 5, they don't move. Impulse 6, they move. Impulse 7, they don't move. Impulse 8, they move. So as I explained during scenario number 1, when it comes to proportional movement, is that the idea is that you start at the same position. One's going 4, one going 8. slowly that person going 8 will actually gain distance. And okay, so and this here's a quick description of it all. It's what it is. If you want to, you can read through that. You can pick up the Cadet Handbook, Cadet Training Manual, for free from your local e-tailer. Now, determining which shield is hit by enemy direct fire. It's important to determine that. Now, let's bring this up. Now, okay. Here's the shields 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And as it mentions here, for example, constellation hex 202 facing direction A, that's directly up, is attacked by destruction on 0305. That would be, okay, go over to the board. Oh, let me bring up the hex. So 02 here and 0305. Now, in that case, if it's pointing straight up, in that case, the destruction is in 0305. If it fires into 0202, it would fire into the shield number 4, because shield number 4 covers anything along this hex line. If you extend it all the way out, you'll see that 0305 here is on this side. Now let me just do something real quick. Give me a line of sight string. Go here, right there. So as you can see, when it comes to this line here, this line defines, okay, I can go out a little bit longer. This line here defines what's going to hit shield number 4, which would be this arc here. Now, obviously, for the other side, it would go all the way this direction, just over here. Right, this direction here would be this line here. So, well, so by the event that it's that the line, the firing exactly the hex side, which is, for example, in the Klingon ship that was shown is in 304. So in the case of this, if you have the constellation here, destruction here is wrong right along this hex line. Now, in this case, the shield is actually resolved by arbitrary assignment, odd numbers to one shield, even numbers to the other side, roll a die. This is currently for the Cadet Training Manual. There's other rules for the actual real one, which have a little more complicated when it comes to the resolution. But we're gonna stay with the Cadet Training Manual. Same hex. If two ships are in the same hex, the direction is judged for both shields and weapons purchased from the position occupied the impulse before. Now, for those in here, it's possible to play serial number 3 without reading the rules on disruptors and drone racks. However, to do this, you'll have to use the Federation. So we're gonna continue on the disruptor bolts. Disruptor bolts arming procedures every single turn, so you can fire each disruptor like any other weapon. Could only be fired once per turn. Number of damage points is referred to on the disruptor bolt chart. It would be normally on the SSD, but when it comes to the SFB Online client, I was just wondering if they have one here. No, they do not. It's not on the SSD chart. though you should be able to use the regular chart here. For heavy weapons, here's the disruptors. I'm not sure if the Cadet training ones have a limited range. At the moment, we're not going to worry about that. But this will be using the same one. You'd use the standard line here because we haven't gotten to overloads yet. So there it is. And this is how much damage will be done from range 1 all the way out to range 40. Obviously, for those on the podcast, as a reminder that if you listen to this completely audio, I would totally recommend to watch the video. I'm sorry, those of you who are blind, that's a little harder to do. And as this game is much harder to play if you're blind, and I apologize. That's the way things are. The effective range bump is okay. The effective range is different from the true range, i.e. the target's cloaked. Use effective range in that case for determining. Determine. In that case, the effect, if it's cloaked, you use effective range to determine the possibility to hit, but the true range for the number of points of damage. Maximum range on the ship. It has here. It varies on the ship class that carries the disruptors, and most ships armed with disruptors in Cadet training manual, handbook, have a maximum range of range 30. And note the disruptors cannot be fired at range 0. And these are standard disruptors. Okay, drones. Drone launchers are carried, and each drone launcher carries 4 drones. So you have a drone rack which has 4 drones in the drone rack. Launching during the drones can be launched at an appropriate step each impulse during each turn. Every impulse during each turn. Now, obviously, the one thing is that you only can do this once a turn. The drone may be launched on anything. Let me just do one quick thing here for those of you. Here is the impulse procedure chart. Okay, for each impulse, you move ships, then you move seeking weapons, then you resolve seeking weapons, i.e. damage due to seeking weapons impacting on the ships. Then you have the ability to launch seeking weapons. That includes drones. Drones and plasmas are seeking weapons. After that, then there's direct fire weapons. Then you resolve the damage from the direct fire weapons. And then that's the end of the impulse. And then you start, for every impulse, you go through that procedure again. So, back here, and that's going to be here. Drone range. Drones are assigned an endurance in turns. In Cadet training handbook, that is 3 turns for all drones. Note that if a drone is fired during a given impulse of a turn, it will reach the end of its endurance on the same impulse of later turns. So in the case, if you launch on like impulse 4 of turn number 3, if it has hit the target or has not been destroyed by impulse 4 of turn 6, then it goes bye-bye. It runs out of gas in the tank. You just have all the fuel that it has, and it dies. Any weapon can fire on the drones, but some have, by the nature, penalized phasers, plasma torpedoes, and other drones can fire without penalty. Photon torpedoes, disruptors, fusion beams, or PPDs, plasmatic pulsar devices. You have to add a die roll 2 to your die roll. Firing at the drones, this is called a heavy weapon penalty. You are allowed to ignore this penalty in scenario number 2, but never again. I didn't think about firing the plasma torpedo. I could have, and that would probably made it easier. Other weapons not Cadet training will have different effects. You'll also see that in the rules, the basic rule set. So you have to actually get the regular rules. And drones are destroyed if they receive damage points equal to the destruction rating, which is 4 points for to get that training handbook. As I pointed out, the drones, when they go onto their target during their movement step of the impulse, they then explode and score the number of damage points on the facing shield that they entered in on. Now, just a quick thing when it comes to freighters. In Captain Edition, freighters are handled considerably more detailed than the Cadet Training Handbook. Freighters are actually quite a simple here, and you look at the SSD, and then you'll see the 4 freighters here. The freighters are basically has 5-point shield, which basically it's only shown here on facing shield number 1, but if you notice, it's not numbered. So the shield is all around, the 5-box shield all around. It's got all of this cargo. And then we have up here, you have a 360-degree phaser 2. And that's for all 4 freighters. Now, because you got to be careful there. It does have weapons. And it's pointed out actually in the description. That is, if you get all 4 around you, it can actually destroy your ship. Because as I said, they actually fire back. Okay, for scenario number 3, the following rules are used. Each fighter's shield is considered down by after 5 points of damage are scored on that freighter from any direction. So basically, it's a 5-box shield. Each freighter has a phaser 2, which can be fired any direction, i.e., it's 360 degrees. Each freighter will move a speed of 4 hexes per turn, so it's a speed of 4. And after receiving 10 points of internal damage, the speed is reduced to 3 hexes. After receiving 15 points of internal damage, it's reduced down to 2. And this speed reduction takes effect at the start of the next turn. After receiving 20 points of internal damage, the freighter is destroyed. Damage of this on each freighter is resolved and recorded separately. Note that the total of 25 points of damage is required to destroy the freighter, 5 from shields and 20 for itself. It just mentions here that if you feel like you need further training with disruptors, return to scenario number 2 and play it with the Klingon ship, ignoring the penalty. So here's a description of the scenario for those who like historical and a context of what you're playing scenario, not just your ships fighting it out. Normally, don't mind me, I forgot to need to turn off notifications. Forgive me. You like to play a scenario for a reason, that there's a background for the scenario of that what you will be playing. Here's the scenario. The neutral planet of Riadima has refused to sell its uridium to the Klingon Empire, preferring instead to sell it to the Federation. This metal is very important to starship construction. And while the supply of Iridium represents only a fraction of that available to the Federation or the Empire, it could make an important difference. A convoy of 4 freighters is now headed towards the Federation border. Your battle cruiser, the Imperial Klingon vessel Destruction, is assigned to pursue and destroy this convoy, preventing it from reaching Federation territory. This is to teach Iridiums, that they will sell their iridium to the Empire or no one at all. This scenario can be played with a minor iteration. See this, you can look at the instant replay below. Players, it can be played with 1 or 2 players. If 2 players are available, one commands the Klingons and one commands the freighters. We're going to play with 1 player just because it makes it easier. If 1 player is available, he commands the Klingon ship. The freighters move direction ahead without turning until they reach row 15, at which point each freighter will turn to direction C. So I show you the board. So these guys will keep it going straight until they hit 15, in which case they're going to turn down this direction and turn away from. Okay, and let's remove that. So freighter A will fire. They will fire their phaser as following. Freighter A will fire its phaser at the Klingon on impulse 2 of every turn. Freighter B at impulse number 4. Freighter C impulse number 6. And Freighter D impulse number 8. So we have, this is Freighter C. This one is Freighter B. And let's go up here. This one is Freighter A, and this one is Freighter D, just to let you know where they are. Required materials, we got them all. So it uses entire map A and B. We don't have to find the maps here. Length, the scenario is over when all freighters are destroyed or have left the map. So in other words, if they make it out of this map here, so go here. So that's quite a few turns here, because remember, they're only moving speed 4. Now, the freighter are trying to escape by moving off the map east edge at 2800. So this is, if they reach this map edge here. Let's go here. Just to make it easy, let's go here. And here, there. That line of sight string, well, that defines the border of the map, so that you can easily tell it. They then expand another movement point, move off the map. So that's the edge. So as soon as they move to hex 29. Hex row 29, it's gone. Okay. The thing here, after 2 or 3 playings, or perhaps 1, you'll find it very easy to win the scenario. If this happens, if you feel that you're not ready for moving on to scenario number 4, then basically increase the freighters to 6 hexes and play the scenario again. Okay. Looks like, okay, well, I'm not going to go there. Advice. This scenario can be played by the numbers or in the certain logical steps. The first step is to score 10 internal damage on each freighter, eliminating its weapon and preventing further damage to your ship. This must be accomplished in the first 4 turns, preferably less. The method of accomplishing this is to move within 3 hexes of each or closer of a freighter, fire your disruptors and forward phasers, then turn to one side, allow the phasers of that side to fire, and then if possible pull out of range for the next freighter scheduled to fire. 4 hexes away will be adequate. Yeah, because I'll show you this right now, which is phasers. Here, if you notice here, range 4, phasers 2s drop off. So 3, 2, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. At range 3 is 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3. That's for die rolls of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just for those of you who aren't watching. So, and the idea is you slowly eat away at all the freighters, so none of them can escape, but they'll slowly they'll start to move slower and slower and slower as you do damage to them. So, let's start. Okay. So, okay, let's set this up. Huh. Show the game control. Just to make it easy, because the freighters are all going to be moving the same way. So let's go here, select that, let's set the key, and that's going to be F2. And now for destruction, I'm going to set that to F1. So I can easily switch back and forth between those two sets of ships because all the freighters can be moving the same direction at the same time. So that makes things much easier. So we got this one. Okay, so impulse 1, I move, just to let you know, I'm using the keys again because it's easiest to keep things going. Now, okay, so right now we'll range. Okay, actually, what we're going to do, we're going to make it easy on ourselves. We're going to use utilities. We're going to bring up the range tracker. The range tracker, it's a nice little SFB Online tool. So what you can do is here, let's add destruction to freighter A. Add destruction to freighter D. That's all. Add them all just to make it easy. B. And I probably should have done A, B, and C. But whatever. And there. So now we can see that the ranges. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is this one, which is freighter C. So we don't want to do that at the moment. Okay. So let's go. This will always remain on top. See, let me click over here. Okay, so let's go on to the next impulse. Let's go next. Oops. Uh-oh. That's a mistake. That's a goofball. I need to fix that. Another thing to add on to the fix list. Okay. Change speed to 4. Okay, so now they're all right. And okay, so since they're going slower, okay, they're going. We know what they're going to do. They're going to go straight ahead. Okay, so let's go to F1. Now, that's range 4, and what does the rule say? Let's go up here. So, freighter A fires its phaser on impulse 2. So it's impulse 2. So freighter A, which is back here, is going to fire its phaser. So roll a 6, and that's going to be a 0, because if you bring up the weapons chart, you'll see that range 4 to 8, which is because they're at range 7, roll 6 is 0. Now, let's go on to the next impulse. Okay, so I move. Now, right now it's got the freighter C. So we got range 3. So we can let's look at Klingon. At the moment, we can fire the phaser 2 here because that's right rear right, and also we have the two phaser 2s here. And if we want to, we can fire on that freighter C. We can fire the 2 disruptors. So the question is, okay, let me just look at, okay, C doesn't fire until impulse 6. So the question is, do we want to move closer? Because we can move closer. I say let's not move closer. Let's stick at range 3 and fire the 3 phaser 2s. And And okay, think about this. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's just let's focus on this guy. So let's fire our weapons. So what we're going to do, we're going to fire the three phaser twos. So we're going to phaser twos and range 3. Let's go bring up the weapons chart. That's 1, 5, 4. So 1, 5, 4. Total damage is 8. Now let's go for heavy weapons. Let's go for disruptors. Range 3. You got 1 to 4 to hit. So we got two disruptors that we can fire. Fire. Oh, it looks like both hit. Oops. Let's just double check that. Yep. 1 to 4, and standard damage is 4 points. So they're there. Display. So that's 18 points of damage. That will definitely is exactly what we want to do, which is bring up this one. What I did is I double clicked on the counter, and that allows you to automatically go right to the SSD for that ship. So then you can apply damage. Damage is 18 points of damage. There it is. Actually, I got to check something because I might another bug I might have to fix. Okay, it's right. Which is after receiving 10%, this means reduced. Okay. Five points of internal damage. Okay. So, oh, actually, I bet you I can't do that. Let me just check something. My guess is that. Okay, there. I'm pretty sure I can't. Actually, I'm positive I can't damage this. But this I really should have it so that automatically it destroys the phaser 2 to denote that it stops operation after the first 5 impulses, first 5 internals. So mark that on the list of things to do when it comes to the damage allocation for freighters, which is special. Now, it does not decrease the speed until the start of next turn. So we got 1, which is now we don't have to worry about the phasers at all, and it's down 8. It's down 13 points. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 20. Oh yeah. Okay. For a moment there, I thought I had something wrong and I did something goofy. I didn't. Okay. Let's go on to the next impulse. And number 1. And then we're going to that. Now we're going to go to number 2. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Impulse 4. And for impulse 4, it is Freighter B. Freighter B is range 4. So that would be this guy. I need to know that because of if he actually hits, then we need to know. Okay. Roll 1 die. Rolls a 3, so it actually does 1 point of damage. So if you go bring this, I got it memorized. So bring this guy up. Range 4. He rolled a 3. That's 1 point damage. Okay. Now let's roll it, because he's right on the hex line. Let's roll another die, and it's roll 4. So let's check the rules for this, which is, okay, it's even numbered. Okay. 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 So I'm going to, 1 was here, 2 was here. Just, odd, even, that's the way I always thought about it. So it's going to hit shield number 3. So go here and apply damage to shield number 3. And okay, there. Now, next impulse. I'm going to turn to move away from them. Okay, next impulse. Actually, I'm pretty sure I had nothing to fire. Let me double check, because this is left, rear, left. So if I get him right behind me, I can fire the last remaining phaser 2. But at this moment in time, I think it's not my advantage to completely turn around and go towards the edge of the map. I don't think that'd be good. So, going to the next impulse. 4 and 8. So I move ahead. F2s, they're going to go straight ahead. Okay, this is impulse 6. Impulse 6, let's go double check the rules. And impulse 6, Freighter C. Freighter C is range 3, which is not good. It's going to be on my shield number 3 again. So rolls a 6. This is range 3, so it gets 3 points of damage on my shield number 3. So apply. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Freighter C, the weapon's disabled, and let me double check, but I'm pretty sure it's immediate. Yeah, function immediately. Yep. So it can't fire. So just continue on. I goofed. That. Forward. That. And I move forward. Then they move forward. Next. F1. Whoops, hold it. That's previous. I goofed. I forgot about weapons fire for impulse 8. Impulse 8 for the scenario would be Freighter D at range 6. So this is Freighter B. Its D is right here. So it would be on shield number. Yep. Shield number 3 again. Oh, let's hope. Let's hope. Let's hope beyond all hope that it will miss. Okay, roll to 4 at range 8, which means 1 point of damage again. So if we go here, you can see that, boom, 1 point of damage. Again, beats up on my poor applies to range. So that. Fortunately, I Freighter C didn't actually have a phaser to fire at me, because if it did, then I would have been in a much bigger world of pain. Okay.
I thought the Klingons liked pain. Don't they have the agonizer booth on that thing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have a trivia question.
What's that?
What was the name of that planet again?
Um, okay, let's bring it up real quick. I think Eurydiema? Yeah, Eurydiema.
Uh-huh. Oh.
I
Well,
R
so
I
they
D I
wouldn't
M A.
listen and they wouldn't make a good trade deal, so that makes them irredeemable, doesn't it?
I shouldn't have told you.
You're welcome.
Okay, pardon me. I got. Goodbye. Okay, so impulse one. Let's run for it. Actually, yeah, I'm going straight ahead. Next, and this one I'm actually going to turn, which might not be a good idea. And then freighters go straight ahead. Oops, I forgot one thing. Forgive me. Which is okay. Let's boom boom, and let's go undo move. Another one of those bugs I need to put in, which is freighter C now should be down to, let me just double check. After 15, receiving 15, which it did receive in 15 internals, correct? Let me just double check. The SSD freighter, there's one, nope. 1, 2, 3, that's 12. That's only 13, so it's 13, so it's got over 10. So, with over 10, the speed is reduced to 3 hexes. So I need to go in here and change speed to 3 hexes. Okay. So now the question is, okay, let me bring up the board. We got this 4 and 8 move, right? Let's bring up the impulse chart. Yeah, 3 doesn't move until next impulse. Okay. For those who watched the video, you'll see here that these are the speeds across the top here. These are this, and this is the number of move. And in the case of speed 8, since it's every single impulse, you can also use it as the impulse counter. See this impulse number 2, 8 moves, 7 moves, 6 moves, 5 moves, 4 moves, and that's it. 3 doesn't move until impulse 3. So now I have to, boom. Okay, so let's bring this up. Let's bring up F2. Let's set about that. Okay, I'm going to set F2 again and F3. I didn't mean to do that. F3 is going to be the speed 3. Okay, so let's go back to F2. There, going straight ahead. Okay, and I already moved destruction, or I did. Okay, so next impulse. Okay, 3 moves, so I'm going to move mine first. And double check, am I pretty sure that right there, the turn mode is 1, so I can actually turn anytime I want. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take back my move so that I can get, I'm going to turn so that I can get a fresh shield to bear. And now let's, this guy, he goes straight ahead. Cool. Now, Freya's C is range 3, but we really don't care, do we? because it can't fire at us. Okay, whoops, forgive me. I forgot.
Sounds pretty typical for Klingons.
Yeah, I forgot.
What?
I forgot with. Okay, impulse 2. Freighter A was supposed to fire, right? Right. Freighter A, which is range 7, so it would. Okay, let's fire. Let's do it now. Oh, at range 7, it actually got 3 points of damage, right? Yep, 3 points of damage. And since I was actually I was here, and this is where's A? This A? No, this is A back here. So here and boom, 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 boom. Let's look at this, because that would have been shield number 3. So 3 points of damage against shield number 3. Wow, that's bad. Apply 3. Okay, I'm starting to lose. This is not good. I'm starting to lose shield. Okay, now we're on the impulse number 3. Got to remember about those firings. Okay. So those all moved. Yeah, he moved. Okay. I'm gonna follow their advice and not fire on this guy, because right now, to me, the important thing is to reduce their speed, and number 2, get rid of their phasers. So I want to at least get 5 points of damage on each internals to every single ship, so I don't have to worry about them firing back at me. Because then I don't have to worry about internals. I just have to worry about them getting off the map. So okay, so F1. I'm gonna go straight, and of course F2. These guys, they're all gonna go straight. So we have D. This is D, right? That's freighter D. So freighter D is now at range 3, and this is 4. So we have also freighter freighter B right here, right here, which is at range 4. So it's firing. So I'm gonna let it fire first, just to make sure we don't forget it again. So it fires to 5. That's a 0. A range 4, right? 5 is there. So display. So 0 points of damage. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to unleash my fury on this guy. So on this guy, I'm going to fire 2 phaser 2s and 2 disruptors. At range 3 on freighter D. Okay, so let's go for the 2 phaser 2s, 1 and a 5. At range 3, so that's going to be 7. Let's go 1 and a 5. So display, that's 7. Now, got the 2 disruptors. Fire again. Okay, 1, 6. Those of you who don't realize this, that's going to be here, 1 to 4 to hit, and we have 1 hit. So we have a total damage of 11, which is good. So it gets past the 5, it gets rid of the phaser 2, but it doesn't slow it down. So, wah, wah, wah. But that's good. So let's go to this guy, and it was freighter D, right? This is D, right? Yep, D. That was 11 points of damage. Okay, and let's go at the ship and go, okay. There. Just remind us that if the phaser 2 is now disabled for freighter D. So at impulse 8, we don't have to worry about it firing upon us. and I already fired B for 4. For impulse 4. Okay. Next, speed 8. So that's me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn, and then I'm going to fire again my rear right phaser. The only issue with this, of course, is that now I've got my partially down shield facing all these wonderful ships. But fortunately, D and C are done. The problem is I'm going to have, no, actually, A and B have already fired their shots, so I don't have to worry about it at the moment. So I'm going to fire on here. Okay, that's 1 phaser 2. And let's fire again. 5, that's going to be 3 points of damage. I'm not going to bring up the chart again because I think we kind of memorized by now. Okay, so that's 3 points of damage to him. Apply 3 damage. Okay, so 1, 2. So we got 9 points of damage. We need 10. We need 10 to decrease it down to speed 3. So we'll go on to the next impulse. Okay, so first I'm going to move 3 and then move 4. Yeah, but I'm going to do that. And me, I'm going to turn again for range 3, but this time I've got my 4th one. Left rear, left. Left rear is directly aft and to the left side. So since it's center line behind me, I can fire at it again. So this should reduce it down to speed 3. So let's roll it. Right, 5. That's 3 points of damage more to this guy. So apply damage. That's going to be 3 points of damage. Boom. So now it's got 12. If you notice here, it has 12 points of internals, which means that it will be reduced to speed 3 at the beginning of next turn. So it's now slowed down too. Okay. Next impulse. Okay. And that would be me. Because C can't fire because it's lost its phaser. It's disabled. So the question is, okay, what I want to do, I want to go straight. I want to get a little ahead of these guys. And the next one is going to be everybody moves. 1, 3, 4, and then me. Okay, let's go on to the next impulse, the next turn. Whoops, before we start the next turn, actually let's go on the next turn. Okay, I move, but we need to reduce freighter D. Change that speed to speed 3. There. So now C and D are down to range to speed 3 versus speed 4, which is good. So okay, so I'm going to move ahead a little bit more. Okay, next impulse, speed 4 moves. So these guys, they go straight ahead. Whoops. No. So I need to adjust my selection groups because okay, so let's set my disable. Let's get rid of that one. So that Now let's go to F3. I want to set that, so I want to there and go F3. So that's now set. So there. Cool. And then me, I'm going to turn. Now, this is impulse 2, so freighter A fires. It's going to fire. That's going to be a 4. For those of you who are not in the know, that's 1 point of damage. Because we go here, roll a 4, it's 1 point of damage. Okay, I'm back. Somehow I must have crashed. Okay. Right, so range 4, okay, so, and he is, freighter A is right here. So that would be shield number 5. So apply damage, 1 point of damage to shield number 5. Okay, just make sure that's all set. Get back to the board. Okay, next. So speed's 3, so I got a 3 assigned to that, so this goes straight ahead. And then mine, turn. Fortunately, very nimble ship. If it wasn't a very nimble ship, this would be a lot more difficult. Okay. So it's still got things A and B those are the ones that I want to get at. And those two are range 7 and 5. I think 5, B is right here, right? B is right there. So we want to get a little closer. So let's go to the next one, right? Yep. So those go there. And then what I'm going to do for myself is I'm going to go straight. Okay. Now B fires. And B is at range 4. So range, that's a 1, so that's 3 points of damage. And since he's here, that's going to be shield number 6. So let's apply that to shield number 6. That'd be 4 points of damage. My ship's getting beat up a little bit. So, cool. Now let's go on to the next impulse. Impulse 5. And I'm going to turn in, because right now we got B and C, so C, I don't have to worry about C firing at me because of it is, and then we have A is right here, right? Yeah, I don't have to worry about A for another 4 impulses. Okay. So I'm going to let things go, and I'm going to go next. 3, 4. Everybody moves this impulse. Okay. There. Okay. 3 moves. 4 moves. And then finally I move. Now I've got a range 1 on freighter B. I'm going to be firing 3 phaser 2s because we go here. We've got the forward extended, and we've got the rear right phaser 2, and then, oh, I totally forgot about that. Forgive me, jeez, I'm an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot I have drones.
Oh man.
This is on the 3rd turn I haven't even used any of my drones yet. I got 4 drones. Guess what I'm going to be doing? First thing I'm going to,
Spending expensive drones on cheap transports.
yeah. So what I'm
I
going
think
to,
the logistics officer is going to want to have a chat with you later.
yeah, I know. So I'm going to launch drone. And that's going to be that. And its target is going to be, um, let's go with freighter B, because, right, direction D, direction D is straight down. So we're good. Good. Now, and the drone does 6 points of damage. So I launch the drone. Now I'm going to fire my weapons. So let's go to the three phaser twos. 1, 3, 3. Ooh, that's a good rolls. Okay, so we have 1, 3, 3. So I maxed out, so a total 12 points of damage. Now we got the two disruptors. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. 5 and 6, I missed. So that's,
It happens.
yeah, it happens. Okay, so let's go over to freighter B. Apply 12 points of damage to freighter B. Okay, got the 5 internals. So let's at the ship to remind us that the phaser 2 is disabled. So now we're down to one more freighter that has that. Obviously, it is not slowed down yet. Okay. And we're good. So go on to next impulse. Next impulse. That shouldn't be that way. I've got to fix that. That's another bug I have to fix. Seeking weapon speed should be. Okay, let's do this. Let's go fix this speed. This actually should be speed 8 is what it should be. This, to those of you watching on the video, if you notice here it says speed 22. What that means is the client actually allows you to move faster than speed 32. There are certain weapons that actually move greater than speed 32. Those are usually in the Omega octant. Also, of course, we have something called a sabot. When it comes to plasma torpedoes, it allows you to move a plasma torpedo. It's going to be a speed 40 plasma torpedo. And but that, I said that little 2 here in parentheses means that there are actually 2 moves, is what that means. So I changed the speed for the drone. We're going to move the drone. The drone goes straight ahead. All right. Actually, it does move. I didn't move it yet. There. I didn't move it. So for this guy, for my own movement, what I'm going to do. Actually, that's A. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn directly into him, because for A, because he's going to be firing on impulse 2. I want to be as close to him and immediately get rid of his phaser 2 before he can fire it. So before he will be firing it. If this is actually a regular game with a second player, he probably would be firing an impulse 1. Still, I'd go for this because I have a nice fresh shield number 1. So, okay, so we have the drone now lands on freighter. Oops. Yep, that's it. Just seeking weapon 8 and ship 8. So that is going to be 6 points of damage to freighter B, so let's apply it. 6 points of damage. Okay. Now, it's got 12, that's got 13 points of damage, which means it slows down to speed 3. Yoo-hoo! So that happens, this is impulse what? This is impulse 7? Yeah, impulse 7. Okay, cool. So next impulse, oops, forgive me, I forgot to remove. Go here and click remove the selected piece. So we remove the drone from the board because after it impacts, it needs to be removed from the board. Okay, cool. And okay, let's go on. Okay, so 3s go straight ahead. 4s go straight ahead. And then finally, I move. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I think I might have goofed. Okay, I'm going to go straight ahead. Oh, that's going to be bugger. Okay. Go on to the next impulse. Okay. Oh, I forgot one thing. That's freighter B is now a speed 3 because we got after 10 points of damage. And let's go with this and go set that to F2. Now F3, and we're going to add that and set that for F3. Okay. Cool. Oh, okay, now I move. Well, that is the benefit of that. And that's also the downside of that. Okay. I'm now at range 0 of freighter 1. Unfortunately, I'm at range 0 of freighter 1. Freighter A. Because that means I can't fire my disruptors. But I can launch my drone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch my drone. So let's go here. Let's go launch drone. And that's going to be launch, and it's going to freighter's going to be that, and it's going to be direction B because it's going to there. Now the one thing I got to do because the bug still holds true, which is this one, and let's go change the speed to speed 8. Okay, so now it's going correct speed. Now I'm going to fire the 2 phaser 2s. I can't fire 3 because only 2 are in arc because it's the FA arc. So let's now fire the 2 phaser 1s. Okay, now this I need. I need my weapon start. At range 0 for phaser 2s, we got a 3 and a 2. Okay, a 3 and a 2. Okay, display is total 12 points of damage. Woohoo! That disables the phaser on freighter A. Okay. And let's go SSDs, freighter A, and let's go and say, okay, 12. Okay, and now let's go and edit the ship so that I can mark the phasers. Okay, now I'm good. Okay, next impulse. Okay, we've got and you go straight ahead. Now, F1, I go straight ahead. Actually, this is going to be weird, but it works. Let's turn straight down. I don't have to worry about any phasers because all the phasers are gone now. Now, and the drone goes straight ahead. Boom. Blows up on freighter A and applies another 6 points of damage. So 1, 2, 3, that's 13 points of damage. So with 13 points of damage now, next impulse it's going to move down the speed of 3, which is good. So that's right. Next impulse. So speed 3 people, they go straight ahead. This is going to be a little different next impulse. Next time they move. And then, oh, I forgot to do it again. Forgive me. Forgot to go here and remove the drone because the drone blew up real good. Right on. Okay, and then speed 8. Now, and this is range 2. So now I can fire another phaser 2 at freighter A. So let's roll 2. It's distance 2. Oops, keep forgetting that. Range 2 on 2 is 4. Okay. So that's 4 points of damage. So let's go here, apply 4 more points of damage. Boom. So we only have 3 boxes left. Woohoo! And then so going to the next impulse. Go speed 4. Goes directly ahead, which is that. And speed 8. It turns again. This is why. Because now with this range, what I could actually do is I can fire my 2 disruptors at them. So let's roll. Again, both miss, 6 and a 5.
Oh, it's like you're firing photons today.
I know. It's ridiculous. Okay, next.
Well, at least it's not every other turn for the disappointment.
That's true. Okay, it moved. Okay, so next impulse. That's going to be, okay. Speed 3, though, this is going to be a little different actually, because, okay, I got to change it. Because this guy, no, actually, no, they all go straight. Okay, I forgot. I got a little bit ahead of myself. Huh, that's weird. Because this is A and D are supposed to be on 15. Oh, there's a previous location. That's why I'm getting confused. Excuse me. That's weird. Why do I have previous location? Give me. Oh, I call it position, don't I? Add. Okay. There. That one by itself has to turn. And then these two, those have to go straight. So I got a few more turns before these guys escape. I think at that let's just finish up the turn. No, okay. Oh, and I forgot freighter A. it also turns. And then go on to the next time. I'm just going to finish. Oops, destruction. I forgot about this destruction. Okay. I know what I can do. I can go straight ahead. Oops. There. Next, I move. So, turn. Now what I can do is actually let me look at, let's look at freighters A and D. A has that point left and freighter D has that. Okay, I got my right side, right rear right phaser in arc, so I'm gonna fire this last phaser. 4 points at range, not 4 points. Roll 4 at range 2. Roll 4 at range 2 is 4 points of damage. So that looks very good. And 4. Ship goes boom. So means I can go take this and go remove it from the board. So there's one freighter done. So it didn't even get onto the next turn. And let's go here and delete that one from the list. And okay, so next impulse, we just have speed 3. Okay, that's actually those, and they're going to turn, and then this guy goes straight ahead, then this guy goes straight ahead. Actually, let's back up. This impulse 4. I'm going to turn. Okay, it's getting a little late. I think it's kind of obvious, pretty obvious. Got all these going speed 3. Next turn. First impulse, I'll be turning here. I'll have 3 phaser. This guy has 8 points of damage left, and I should be able to, with decent rolls, of range 2, because if we go to, I'm going to go here, range 2 to this guy, range 2, I'm guaranteed that if I roll all 3 phaser 2s, it's gone. It's destroyed. That means I have two more ships up here, which then what I can do is I can turn into him, maybe. Yeah, I should be able to turn into them. And I should be able to fire my 2 disruptors and hopefully hit one of them with my 2 disruptors. And this is what, B and C. So look at that. B and C. So if I hit, they both have 7 points of damage left. So if I hit with both my disruptors, one of them is going to be destroyed, which means leaves 1. So I think I'm pretty good, because even if I just use my phasers, and actually I still have 2 drones left, so I can launch a drone too. So it's I will win the scenario, because they'll never make it to hex row 28. So I think with that we're gonna wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed it. And you'll see how the operation works. Obviously, as I said, a few bugs I need to work out, because I should automatically be, for this scenario, for the freighters, I should have it automatically update the speeds, and then also after 5 internals, I should have it so that it automatically disables, i.e. destroys, the phaser 2, so that it's denoted that you can't fire it anymore.
Hmm.
So,
I got a
yes.
quick thing for you, if I may.
Yes.
Gamers news.
Mm-hmm.
I have opened up the online registration for Gamers of Summer, and it's set to go until around the 25th of August.
Okay.
So, just wanted to throw that out there for you. But I put that up this week. I accessed the new web hosting site and all that this past weekend, and I can do things like add stuff to the events page now. Hint, hint,
Understood.
hint, hint.
I'll work on that.
Yeah. Then I got a couple questions for you. Then when you're done, when we're done, yeah, blah blah. You know what I mean.
Understood.
When you're all done, when you wrap up.
Right. Okay. So, hey, Katie. With that, we've completed cadet training scenario number 3. We will continue on to cadet training scenario number 4 next week, and hopefully, and definitely, we will get through all the way through cadet scenario number 6, and we'll have a full collection for people to view and use. So with that, I am Paul Franz, and I bid you a good night.